Good evening, everyone. From Cranberry, Pennsylvania, we have the 10U Girls Elite Black playing against the Arctic Foxes. Happy Friday, everyone. And the puck is dropped. And then you just... Howe sends it back in the zone, and the Arctic Foxes dump it out of their zone for an icing call to be carried all the way back down the ice. 11:36 into the first period, and we have looks like we have a short bench tonight. We have 3 forwards and 3 defense on the bench. Puck is dropped. Arctic Foxes send it to the back. Howe sends it back in, picked up by an Arctic Fox going down the ice. Howe chases after it, sends it up the boards to Wakakis. Wakakis sends it out of the zone, but no icing on that. Tharp sends it up the boards and gets past the Arctic Fox player. Chased, exciting rush here. Followed in by Tharp. Grasser has the puck behind the net, although picked up by the Arctic Fox, and Arctic Fox sends it out. We have a new number 9 on the ice. I don't know who that is. I'll try to get a last name there, but I'll call her number 9. It's not Howe. So Pagnato picks up the puck on D. Pagnato backhands it up. And picked up by, we have a new number 20 on the ice too. Don't know who these new players are, but I'll get the name shortly.
Allie Lawson.
Let me just get... Okay, I just got the names of the 2 players joining us. We were short bench, and Wasson, number 9, and Pilarski, number 20, have joined us to help lengthen our bench. And now we have Schwiestum going down the ice, and Arctic Fox picks it up. Dobson on point, and Grasser sends it in, and it goes wide. Back to point to Grasser. Grasser stick handling it up with a shot, goes wide. Dobson dumps it back in, and Grasser goes in to chase after it with support from Tharp. Peitz chases after it. Arctic Fox rushes up the ice, sends it up the boards, gets stopped by Wakakis. And Arctic Foxes send it back out of the rink. And foot race ensues with Tharp, picks it up. Nice skate. And chased after by Peitz. Peitz advancing it into the Foxes zone. And Peitz has it. Nice work to get around that player. And Arctic Fox intercept it though and send it back down the ice. Nice skate effort by Dobson, and that will be an icing call at 8:23 left in the first period. And the puck will be dropped in the Arctic Foxes zone. And we'll get some new Penguins out there. Sherman and Howe on defense. And up on forward, we have Pilarski, Wasson, and Swisham. And looks like there's a call. Not sure what the call was there, but they're going to redrop the puck. Oh. 8:17 left in the first period. Puck is dropped. Good. To Wasson, and shot on net. Wasson picks it up again, shoots over to Pilarski, and Pilarski rushes for it on the boards. Some nice stick handle work. She gets it by two Arctic Fox players, and nice check dump in by Wasson. Foxes get it, comes back out, picked up by Howe. Howe backhands it in, picked up by the Foxes though. Back check by Wasson. Wasson dumps it back in to the Foxes zone, and puck goes wide. Pilarski back to Howe, and Foxes get it out of the zone. Foxes start advancing into the Penguin zone. And looks like an offside call. Foxes dumped it back in when a Fox was already in the zone. It is 7:20 left in the first period, 0-0 hockey game. Got a fresh set of legs out here. It's going to be Tharp, supported by Pites and Grasser. Chased after by Tharp. Tharp goes around the board. Sends it up the boards to Pites. Pites chases after it. And Pites on the rush. Pites advancing in the zone. Some nice stick handle work. And a shot. And goes wide of the net. Nice effort by Pites. Set up nicely by Tharp on that one. Foxes send it back down the zone. And it is called an icing. And that will be dropped back in the Arctic Foxes zone, and we get a full new line of Penguins out there. Swisham facing off with Pilarski and Wasson. Swisham wins a draw, gets it over to Wasson, and now Wasson has it, and back up the boards. Swisham, nice pass over to Pilarski. Pilarski looking for a shot, and picked up by an Arctic Fox. Howe goes in to support on D, and the puck gets out. And Arctic Fox has it behind the net, and send it across the front of the net, but no shot. Wakakis picks it up, sends it up the boards to Swisham. Swisham chips it up the boards and gets it out of the zone. And nice chase by Pilarski now. Pilarski on the rush. And that will be an icing call. 5:52 left in the first period. Grasser with a nice shot, nice rush on net, breakaway and shot, and blocked by the Arctic Fox goalie. Big save. 5:35 left in the first. Grasser sends it back out, and now Arctic Fox gets it out. Foot race now ensues, but Tharp and Sherman put on the Jets and managed to make it back and get it out of the zone. Arctic Foxes dump it back in for an offside.
that's our friend's daughter. We're watching her through the night.
Oh, hey, those are other two. They have all sorts of swine.
There's the you.
Thank you.
Shot on net, another big shot on net, and big save by the Arctic Fox goalie. Picked up by Swissam. Swissam over to almost a breakaway there by the Arctic Foxes, but nice back check by Pilarski. And that will be an icing call, and the puck will be dropped down in the Penguin zone. And we have, well, thank you. We have Ruben in net, and 4:21 left in the first period. And we have Tharp facing off. Tharp wins the battle. Goes over to Grasser. Oh, puck loose in front of the net, but nice work by Pites to get it back around. Does get picked up by the defense on the Arctic Fox. She sends it back in, picked up by Howe. Howe stops, turns the other way, gets help from Sherman. Sherman looking for Pites. Sherman up to Pites, and Pites looking to break it out of the zone to head man it to Grasser. She drops up to Grasser, almost picked up by Tharp, and Arctic Fox intercepts and sends it out of the zone. And now puck dumped in, Sherman picks it up, looks to send it around to Grasser. Her shot gets intercepted, and Arctic Fox shot side of the net. Grasser takes it back up the ice, sends it up to Tharp. Tharp, some nice work by Tharp there. Now picked up by Grasser. Grasser stick handling around, and missed a shot. And Sherman, nice keep in at the blue line, and Arctic Foxes finally get it dumped out of the zone, and this looks like it's going to be an icing. That 4:20 left in the first period, and the puck will be dropped in the Penguins, in the Arctic Fox zone.
So they're making slime.
Swisham wins the draw, gets it in behind the net, and puck goes back around to Wakakis. Wakakis shoots, goes to Swisham. Swisham over to Pilarski, to Swisham, and shot goes wide of the net. And Arctic Fox sends it around the boards, picked up by Wasson, and Wasson sends it back to Pagnato, and Pagnato has it at point, sends it up to Pilarski. Pilarski stick handles, sends it, dumps it over to the front, and goes over to the other side. Picked up by Swissam, up to Wasson, and Wasson looking to get it up to the front of the net. That gets intercepted by the Arctic Fox, and they send it around the boards. Picked up by Wakakis. Wakakis to pass it to does get over to Pilarski. Finally, the Arctic Fox sends it out of the zone. Wakakis races back, sends it around the boards, and gets back around. She gets knocked down. Now picked up by Grasser. Grasser, some nice stick handle work. She sends it up the ice to Pilarski. Some nice stick handle work. Pilarski looks for Grasser. Didn't find a passing lane. Does a nice shot, rebound, and a shot from Grasser. Dobson keeps it in very nicely. Gets it up to, now it goes back to Dobson, and the Arctic Foxes get it out of the zone. Dobson foot race, and that will be an icing call.
My wife hasn't been in her office in her so it's like we can't.
And the puck will be dropped in the Arctic Fox zone. 0-0 game, 2:34 left in the first. Puck is dropped. Tharp gets it over to Grasser. Grasser stick handling around. Nice fake. And she gets the puck up, but intercepted by Foxes. Foxes providing a really strong defense tonight. Goes to Pites. Pites tries to get up. Now goes back to Howe. Howe shoots on net, and it goes wide. Arctic Fox picks it up. Sends it up to another pass, and they had Manet, and they start rushing down the ice with nice chase by Dobson. Dobson wins the foot race, gets the puck out, and you may be hearing the word block because it was still 2:34 left in the first. Swisham with a nice shot. Another save by this goaltender. This goaltender, strong goaltender tonight. And Swisham shot now to Blossom. Still big. 3 big saves by the Arctic Fox goalie. Goes back to Howe. Howe backhands it in to Wasson. Wasson backhand to the front to Tharp. Back to Wasson. And pretty exciting action here. Puck goes out of the zone and now chased by Dobson. Arctic Fox shot on net and nice save by Rubin. She makes it go wide. Swisham tries to send it up the ice. Shot again. Chased by Howe. Howe on the foot race and looking to send it up the ice. Does get up the ice. Chased by Pilarski. And now that will be an offside call. And 1:34 left in the first period. A 0-0 hockey game. Swisham facing off. She battles for it. Up comes Pagnato on point to help put it up the ice. Now chased in by Pilarski. Pilarski, some nice stick handle work, and tried to go across the Royal Road, but another big save by the goalie. And Pagnato shoots and hits one of the players and deflects wide. Wasson realizes her players are in, keeps stick handling around, gets it over to Pagnato. Pagnato up to Swisham. Swisham on the advance. And Swisham over to Wasson. And chased now by Sherman.
No, she needs a little break after playing all these teams. I don't want to.
Puck gets sent back up to the ice. 33.6 seconds left in the first period. Face-off in the Penguin zone. We get some fresh Penguin legs out there. Tharp is facing off. Tharp battles for it. The puck gets back to the Arctic Fox D. Grasser chasing it. Nice support by Tharp. Tharp sends it up the ice. Tharp chasing after it. Picked up now by Grasser. Grasser trying to advance it across the blue line. And Howe comes in to help support. Now picked up by Pites. Pites stick handling in. Tries to get it through the player's legs. Fox player stops. And Wakakis has it. Now Howe. Puck goes to Pites. And that will mark the end of the first period. A lot of good action in the period. Some great defensive play by the Arctic Foxes and stopping all the advances of the Penguins. But Penguins still get a lot of shots through. Strong goaltending from the Foxes, keeping the score at 0. But I liked what I was seeing from the Penguins. The girls were working really hard.
guy's for real. I'm like, I like this guy. This is cool.
Yeah. Start of the second period. Grasser facing off. Looks like Howe and Wakakis on defense. Sherman as winger with support from Tharp. Grasser gets it back to Wakakis, and Arctic Fox tries to pressure it into the zone, and Penguins send it down the other end. Arctic Foxes dump it out of the zone, chased by Wakakis. Foot race, three Foxes, and Wakakis wins the foot race. Howe sends it back up the ice. Arctic Fox defense gets it, looks for somebody to pass to, but intercepted by Grasser. Grasser now advancing it up the ice. Tharp at the side, backhand over to the front to find a shooter, and Arctic Fox picks it up, starts taking it back down the ice. Arctic Fox is backhanded in, picked up by Howe. Howe looking, she advances it, she starts advancing up the ice and chips it off the boards. Arctic Fox chips it back the boards the other way, and now there's a foot race between the Arctic Fox, and they managed to get that in, making it a 1-0 hockey game. And 10:45 left in the second, so Penguins looking to answer back. Arctic Fox with some momentum start taking the puck in, but that is an offside. Face off by Pilarski. Now on D we have Wasson and we have Pagnato. And Penguins start taking it back the other way. And Arctic Foxes dump it back in the zone, chased in by Pagnato. Pagnato has the puck behind the boards, checks, looking for Swisham up on top, and she sends it up to Swisham. And the Arctic Fox get over to the center, but chased by Dobson. Now Pagnato looks, Pagnato sends it up the boards, chased by Dobson, and Pagnato up to Dobson. Dobson on the rush, has support with Pilarski, and also Swisham. Dobson with a shot, goes wide of the net. Dobson was looking for that rebound so the two shooters could chase it. Now, chased in by Wasson. Wasson up to Dobson again, to Grasser. Grasser advancing, oh, that's going to be an offside call. Was missed by the referee, and a nice shot on net by Grasser. Foxes with the puck, looking to get it out. Pites sends it, dumps it in, and Grasser picks it up. Grasser sends it up the boards, goes to point to Wasson. Wasson chips it back in, couldn't find a shooting lane. Grasser, nice interception, sends it to the front of the net, and goalie manages to tip the puck to the back to the side. Now there's a breakaway by the Arctic Fox player. Nice back check by Pites, and Pites carries the puck up, sends it up to Sherman. Sherman on the rush. Very exciting game here tonight. Sherman gets it over to the front to Tharp. Tharp with a shot and picked up by the Arctic Fox player. Grasser tries to get over to the front. Sherman in front. Grasser with a shot. Goes wide of the net. Arctic Foxes start advancing it back the other way. Chips it up the board. Now chased by Howe. Howe has time, and she takes a look and tries to stick handle. Gets it nicely up to Pilarski, and Pilarski on the rush. Pilarski, nice stick handle, gets by, and nice shot on net. She sends it up to the front. Shot on net by Swissum. Goes wide of the net. And almost another goal. Swissum sends it to the front of the net to Pilarski. And that's stopped by the Arctic Fox player. Dobson and Swissum working together. And Arctic Foxes finally get the puck and send it out of the zone. This will be an icing call with a puck drop back in the Arctic Fox zone with 7:15 left in the second period. Pilarski at the face-off here with Swissum on wing and Dobson on wing with Wakakis and Pagnato on D. Pilarski wins it, gets it over to Swissum. Arctic Fox do intercept, get it back to the point now. Swissum gets the puck over to Pilarski and almost Pilarski backhands it back to the center, and that goes back to Pagnato. Pagnato tries to chip it back in. Some resistance there from the Arctic Fox player, and that goes back out to Wakakis. Wakakis looking for a pass, sends it up to Swissum. Swissum chips it in the zone, and now Pilarski chases after it. Pilarski with the pressure, stops the puck. Nice help from Dobson, and Wakakis gets it over to Pilarski. But intercepted by the Arctic Fox player. Arctic Fox stick handling in, shot on Rubin, and that goes wide. And sent up by Pagnato. Pagnato sends it all the way down the boards, and the icing called off by the ref because it touched the Arctic Fox player. Arctic Fox takes time, bringing it out of the zone. Pressure from Grasser, though, stops the advance, and there's a shot from Wasson, and stopped again by this Arctic Fox goalie. Wow, it's pretty crazy. And backhand again by Grasser, stopped again by the Arctic Fox goalie. Amazing. There. Oh, it still goes wide. Is this goalie wearing green socks? Okay. In again. Nice shot by Grasser. Goes wide of the net. Tharp sends it over. Backhand by... and goes wide of the net. Incredible. There. Another one. Tharp with a shot. Yeah, and that finally makes it in. The luck of the Irish finally wears off on this Arctic Fox goalie, making it a 1-1 hockey game. Good effort by the Penguins girls. 5:34 left in the second period. And we will have a trade of goalies. As usual, one goalie will take the first half of the game, followed by the second goalie. So Jamalowski is now in net for the Penguins. That looks like a tripping call, and that will be called on the Arctic Fox player, putting the Penguins on the power play. Tripping on number 81, it looks like. And face-off will be in the Arctic Fox zone. Pilarski wins the draw, gets it back to Pagnato. Pagnato with a shot on that. Stopped by the Arctic Fox defense chased after by Pite. Pite shoots it in, gets it to Pilarski. Pilarski looking, stops around the net, tries to wrap it around, gets it over to Pites. Pites with a shot, saved by the goalie. Dobson has the puck, battling the player. Dobson got called for tripping. And that will put us at an even 4-on-4. 5:01 left in the first. 5:01 left in the second period, and it is a 1-1 hockey game.
Yes, I'm around a lot, and like they just really are, and they shake hands. They're so polite. I'm not like a shy person, and then I'm like, oh, I saw their children, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And I'm seeing them, and she's like, here's stuff to play with, and I'm babysitting tonight, so like I didn't realize like, oh, you know, bring a ton of stuff because my child is
Older now.
Yeah.
But when they're younger.
right. She's just turned 4.
I love her right here.
Oh, thank you. No, they're like,
Puck is dropped. Sweesham advancing up the ice. And with a shot on net, saved by the goaltender. It's loose in front. And Arctic Foxes manages to get it to go wide. Now Arctic Fox with a 2-on-none on Jamalowski. Nice back check by Pite. And shot on Jamalowski. Nice big save by Jamalowski. Shot up the boards, goes to Wasson. Pagnato gets knocked down, but the puck does get back to Grasser. Looking for somebody to send it up to, sends it up to Dobson, and now Dobson advances up the ice. Grasser. Wasson tries to stick handle in. And Arctic Foxes send it out, over to Howe. Howe looking to pass it up. She sends it up to other number 9, Wasson, and they start advancing in. Now Grasser back checks. Grasser picks it up. Grasser gets it over to Wakakis. Wakakis with the wheels and starts advancing into the zone. Tries to get a backhand over to the center of the net. And puck does get out of the zone, and they send it up the ice, and that gets stopped by Jamalowski. Puck will be dropped in the Penguin zone. 9:52 left in the third period. It is 2-1 for the Arctic Foxes. Sweesham wins the faceoff over to Pilarski to Sweesham. Pilarski got knocked down, but she managed to get the puck over to Sweesham. Sweesham with the nice advance on net and a nice shot. Another save by the Arctic Fox goalie. Another shot by Pagnato to Sweesham to Dobson and stopped. Frozen by the Arctic Fox goaltender. Face-off will be in the Arctic Fox zone to the right of the Arctic Fox goalie. 9:28 left in the third. It is a 2-1 hockey game for Arctic Foxes. Sweesham facing off. Pilarski on D. Goes back to Pilarski. Pilarski with a shot and doesn't quite make it to the net. Now Dobson has it, and Arctic Fox gets the puck and starts advancing the other way. Nice stand up by Tharp, manages to knock the puck off the Arctic Fox player. Sent up by Dobson, and chipped now back in, and nice stick handle up to Pilarski. Pilarski looks to have a shot. Shot on net. Oh, hits the post. We cannot buy a goal tonight. The goaltender is incredibly lucky tonight. Well, no, doing a good job, but also lucky with that post hit. And Arctic Foxes Shot on Jamalowski. Nice save by Jamalowski. Puck in the corner. Some battling for it. And puck goes out to the side. Arctic Fox. Shot. Nice save. Jamalowski in a nice butterfly. And she stops the puck nicely. Now rushed by Swissum. Swissum advances the puck. And looks to shoot. And shot loose in front of the net. And Arctic Fox has managed to get it to the side. Now a foot race. And that will be an icing. And puck will be dropped at 7:58 in the third period. Back in the Arctic Fox zone. Wasson facing off. Wasson wins the faceoff, gets it over to Sherman. Sherman up to Grasser. Grasser with a shot. Goes wide of the net. Chased after by Wakakis. And then by Wasson. And then by Pites. And does get out of the zone. Now foot race with Grasser and the Arctic. Grasser has the puck. Gets it up to Sherman. Sherman tries to get out of the zone. Arctic Fox sends it back in. And chased after by Wakakis. Wakakis sends it up to Wasson. And the puck gets out of the zone. Puck picked up by Sherman. Sherman over to Wakakis. And Jamalowski stops the puck. Some nice work by Jamalowski this evening. Penguins get a line change out and looking to tie this game. It is a 2-1 hockey game. 7:05 left in the third. Swissum facing off. Puck gets shot out front. Looked like Howe knocked down the forward player. But puck gets up to Swissum and back to the Arctic Fox player. And that will be an an offside call. Puck will be dropped just outside the Penguin zone with 6:43 left in the third. Some nice stick handling by Pilarski, but that is an offside. Puck will be dropped just outside the Arctic Fox zone. It is a 2-1 hockey game for Foxes. 6:33 left in the third. Nice face-off. Now taken in by Pilarski. Pilarski looking to get... She gets around the players. Goes around the net for the wraparound. Gets blocked by the Arctic Fox defense. Some nice battling there. Pilarski supported by Dobson. And Pagnato is able to pull it out from the side. Dobson comes back to support. Pilarski to Pagnato. Pagnato over to Dobson. Dobson with a backhand. And deflected wide by the goaltender. Oh, and that will be an offside. And the puck will be dropped just outside the zone. 2-1 for Arctic Foxes. 5:54 left in the third. Got Wasson facing off with Sherman and Wakakis on wing. Wasson won it. Get it over to Wakakis. But now Arctic Foxes send it out of their zone. Wasson chips it up the ice. Now chased by Grasser. Grasser stick handles it up the ice. And a nice cutback. And unfortunately intercepted by Arctic Fox and shot up the ice. Picked up by Tharp. Tharp skating that around behind her net. Goes to Sherman. Sherman trying to send it up. Gets it over to Wakakis. And Wakakis starts advancing. Shot on net. Gets blocked by the goaltender. And Tharp backhands it to Wasson. Shot on net. And doesn't make it through. Wakakis chases it. And she shoots it towards the net. Now the Arctic Fox send it out of their zone. And that will be an icing call. And the puck will be dropped in the Arctic Fox zone. 4:40 left in the third period. 2-1 for the Arctic Foxes. Puck dropped, goes back to Howe. Howe shoots towards the net, gets picked up by the Arctic Fox player. Goes back to Sweesom. Sweesom on point. Sweesom gets it over to Pilarski. Pilarski with the big shot. Now goes back to Pites. Pites shoots it back in, but unfortunately it goes over the blue, and that will be an offside call. Pagnetto facing off. Sweesom and Pilarski on wing. Goes back to Pites. Pites over to Howe. Howe looks to chip it up the boards to Pilarski. Pilarski gets it into the zone. And Pites tries to send it back in. Gets it over to Sweesom. Sweesom up to Pilarski. Pilarski gets knocked down. And Arctic Fox sends it around the board. And goes back to the point to Howe. Howe shoots it towards the net. Goes to Pagnetto. Pagnetto shot on net to Pilarski. And the Arctic Fox gets it out. Pites tries to keep it in the blue, but unfortunately an offside. So puck will be dropped at 3:47 left in the third period. Face off by Wakakis. Wakakis chips it in, and she chases after it. Still has control. Some nice work. Grasser waiting out front. Sends it out front to Grasser. Shot! And goes to the back of the net! Tharp! It actually went past Grasser to Tharp's stick and into the back of the net. Some nice play by Wakakis. She chipped it off the face-off, ran it into the zone, behind the net, up through Grasser's stick to Tharp into the back of the net. Very exciting play. 2-2 hockey game. 3:46 left in the third period. Now Penguins looking to repeat that success. Let's see how they do. Puck goes back to Dobson. Dobson sends it up the ice. And the Arctic Foxes send it back into the zone. Arctic Fox with some wheels skates in, but nice work by Dobson and Wasson to stop that advance. Chased by Wakakis. And some battling behind the net. And picked up by Wakakis. And Wasson chips it up the boards. Looks for somebody to pass to. Tharp. Up with Tharp. Goes to Grasser. Grasser in the advance. Nice stick handle work. And she looks to shoot. Stopped in the pads of the goaltender. Goes over to Wakakis. Wakakis tries to chip it over to the front of the net. Puck goes back. Does get out of the zone. Passed over to Dobson. And Grasser now chasing it back in. And that goes out of the zone. Now chased by Wasson. Wasson picks it up. Looks to pass. Oh, into the shin pads of the Arctic Fox player. Arctic Fox player has it behind the net. Goes to Grasser. Grasser advancing up the ice now. Grasser up to... Oh, some nice stick handle work. Tharp waiting at the line. Gets it over to Tharp. Tharp, who scored our second goal. And Arctic Fox dumps it out of the zone, goes to Sherman. Sherman sends it in, but that'll be an offside call at 2:07 left in the third period.
That's a great goal.
So we got Pagnetto facing off here with Sweesum and Pilarski at wing, and Sherman and Howe on point. Howe sends it in and chased after by Sweesum. Arctic Fox chips it up the ice. Now chased by Howe. Howe looking. Some pressure from the Arctic Fox player. She gets it up to Pilarski. Pilarski now starts advancing it in. Pilarski shoots and 5-hole of the goalie, and the goalie's luck has run out, and that makes it a 3-2 hockey game for the Penguins. Howe to Pilarski and through the 5-hole. Very exciting. 1:46 left in the third period. That was Howe to Pilarski. Yep. Yeah. Pagnetto gets it up the ice. Some nice Pilarski back in, and Pilarski to Pagnetto. Puck loose in front of the net. And there's the Arctic Fox sending it up the head, manning it up the ice. Stopped by Howe. And Sweesum chips it back in the ice. 1:24 left in the first. And Pilarski has it behind the net. Pilarski, across the front of the net to Sweesum. And Sweesum shoots, but she still has the puck at the side of the net. Sweesum, nice toe drag there. And puck goes out to Howe. Howe with the backhand. Supported by Sherman. Howe on the foot race. Oh no. And nice stop. Pressure from Howe. Puck loose in front of the net. 52 seconds left in the game. Pressure from Howe to Sherman. And they send it up the boards. And that goes out of the zone. 41 seconds left. Foxes have pulled their goalie, but that is an offside call. And very exciting game. 38.5 seconds left in the third period. 3-2 hockey game. Almost a chance there by the Arctic Foxes. Wakakis sends it up the ice. She sends it over to the front, picked up by to the open net. Wasson sends it over to the open net again to Grasser, picked up by the Arctic Fox player. Now a foot race. Some nice effort by Pites. Pites going in to block that player. And the Arctic Fox goes over. And we intercept at 14 seconds left. Some nice pressure by Tharp. Tharp gets it by the Arctic Fox player, looks to that open net, and shoots! And that goes into the net, makes it a 4-2 hockey game with 4.6 seconds left in the third period. This was an exciting last few minutes of the game. Very nice work by the girls. Good effort together. And that will be a beautiful win against the Arctic Foxes. Arctic Foxes still leaving their goal open with 1 second left, and that marks the end of the third period and a win of the game. Girls are so excited. I think if you guys hold on, there will be a shootout, which will be pretty fun. So get ready for the shootout of the Arctic Foxes. Coach Sean always does a good job here of the shootout, and this is a pretty fun to watch. Don't actually know what the rules are here, but I think I think pretty much everybody keeps shooting until there's no more shooters left. Arctic Fox goes down the ice. And saved by Jamalowski and Wakakis. Also save on Wakakis. Chased in by Pilarski. Pilarski advancing down the ice on the goaltender. And she shoots. Saved by the goaltender. And another save in this end. Now chased in by Tharp. Tharp advancing down the ice. Tharp going wide. Backhand goes into the back of the net. Tharp scores the goal. Now chased in by Sherman. Sherman chasing into the net. Sherman with a shot. Oh, does go wide. Goalie comes out of the net with a poke check. Now chased in by Howe. Howe going down the ice here. And poke check by the goaltender. Now Pites going in. Pites with a stick handle in. Pites with a shot. Goes wide of the net. No goal on that one. Now Dobson. Dobson going down the ice. And Dobson, some nice stick handle work. And goalie came out of the net. Swisham goes down the ice. Hopefully the girls are noticing the goalie coming out of the net because now they can take advantage of that. Nice goal by Swisham. Gets it through the goalie's five hole. Chased in by Grasser. Grasser dancing in. Arctic Fox just scored. Grasser gets it to the back of the net, taking advantage now of the goalie coming out of the net. Now comes in Wasson. Wasson coming down the ice, and she gets it into the back of the net. The girls have caught on to the goalie coming out of the net, and now they can just squeeze it by the goaltender. Nice stick handle by Grasser, and she gets stopped. Chased in by Tharp. Tharp saved by the goaltender. Now Swisham goes up the ice, looking, and she gets it into the back of the net. Here's the Arctic Fox going on this end, and nice save by Jamalowski. Grasser, shot goes wide of the net, saved by the goalie. Arctic Fox comes in. Arctic Fox shoots, stopped by Jamalowski, and now we have Wasson. Wasson up to the glove side of the goaltender in the back of the net. Now chased in by Swisham. Goaltender looking to come out of the net, and shot blocked by the goaltender. Looks like the Penguins won, I think, on that shootout. And I think that's the end of the game. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in on this Friday, March 15th game of the Penguins versus the Arctic Foxes. Very exciting 4-2 win by the Penguins, who came back from a 2-1 deficit.